Weeksy,
What up?
you got a good one here, bud. We have the Mississauga boys family affair. We had Ryan Strome on last week. Good brother Dylan on this week. Thanks for popping on here. Hey, first thing I want to go over with you, great news in your life. You and your wife having your second baby girl in September, if I recall.
Yeah.
How's she, the family, everything's great?
Yeah, everything's good. I think we're blessed with some good sleepers. So I've heard some guys that I've played with haven't had the best luck with their kids sleeping great, but fortunate for us, our kids both sleep really well. So we're getting our sleep at night, and no, she's perfect. She's awesome. My two and a half year old Wesley loves playing with her, loves hanging out with her, and just always hoping to get a smile out of her. So we're starting to get to that stage where Emerson's kind of has a little bit of a smile going on now. So it's nice to see.
Weeksy's boy just turned one. How's he sleeping? In the first year, were you blessed like that too? A good sleeper?
Probably about halfway through. Probably the 6-month mark. Yeah, then that's when. But he sleeps at like 8:30 now in the morning. So
and that's really important, hey, Stromer, because Weeksy, believe it or not, he takes pregame naps for these shows. He does.
Yeah.
That's no joke. That's the first thing
That's one of the best parts about being in the NHL, isn't it? The pregame nap.
That's the biggest thing I miss. Pregame naps. You have a built-in excuse to go lay. Sorry, honey, I gotta go lay down for a little bit. It's the best, isn't it?
1 to 3. I'm out of commission. Sorry.
100%.
Every day, not just game days.
Exactly.
Not just game days.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, take it away. I'm just holding out right
No,
now.
it's looking at your season this year so far. I mean, one thing that jumps out, I love the way you found home. Does it feel like this is home for you now in Washington? Scoring a lot of goals. I mean, you're 28 games into the season, and you're about halfway to your career total.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like home. Ever since I signed here last year, it's definitely been somewhere that I never expected to be. I mean, I was loving Chicago, and things were it was going pretty well there. I kind of established myself as a full-time NHLer, but things obviously changed, and they kind of went for the rebuild. So anytime a team really steps up and wants to have you on their team, it was an honor, and getting to play with some unbelievable players is something I don't take for granted, and having some success this year playing with really good players. So just looking forward to kind of this last, I guess, 3 quarters of the season.
Listen, there's something to be said for the fact that Ovi is a big fan and a big believer of yours. And he certainly had a big hand in you being there. He wants to play with you. He enjoys playing with you. What about your game is it that complements Ovi's game?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess maybe not as much this year so far. We're working on that, but he's an unbelievably talented player. I think he doesn't get a lot of credit for how good of a passer he is. And my goals in Washington, I can only imagine. I bet you he has about 60% at least of the assists on my goals. He's a guy that obviously has one of the best shots of all time, but he also kind of looks off defenders and makes great passes. So he's been awesome to play with. He's a great guy to have around in the room. He's always laughing, always having fun, loves to score goals. I think the one thing that I didn't know about him was he just is so happy every time someone else scores, not just himself. So he's the one celebrating the most. Like you can see there, he's running right into me. He's always smiling, always happy, even if it's not his goal or if he doesn't get an assist on it. So that's the one thing that really stuck out to me.
He just loves the ideas of goals.
Yeah,
just thinking about goals, no matter who it comes from. This guy's happy,
goals.
right?
He just loves goals.
Just give me some more goals. But you guys have certainly been getting it done as a team. Hey, your brother, when Ryan was on here, do we got that tape ready, that clip ready? It was really interesting. I want you to take a listen, and we'll ask you a question off it.
To be honest with you, it's a little bit better now that we both have some security with our contracts and a little more established. I think early in your career, I think when you play them and you're competing, he's trying to play for his life in the NHL, and you're trying to establish yourself too. It's not as much fun going against each other. But now that you're a little bit more established, it's a little bit more fun. And we're just a good hockey family from Canada that found a way to kind of make it, and it's a lot of fun to kind of enjoy it now. It's been a long, fun journey, and 30 years old, it's crazy how fast it goes, to be honest with you, and we're just trying to live every day like it's your last, honestly.
And I love that because I never thought about that side of it, right? Like you just would assume that, hey, man, this is, and it certainly is cool that you guys are brothers playing in the NHL. You've got a brother in the American Hockey League, but you guys are your guys' biggest fans, right? Your blood. So in order to, it's just interesting to hear him say, I'm just happy now that we're both established and we're NHLers, and you guys are going to be for a long time. Can you talk about how that kind of came into the equation? You're kind of battling for your career, and now you can maybe just dig in and enjoy it.
Yeah, sorry about that phone call. It goes on in the background here.
All good, all good.
so when I was first coming into the league, I remember my fourth game was against him. Fourth career game, or maybe fifth, but I think it was my fourth career game. And my parents were actually at the game. It was in New York, on Long Island, and I was playing for the Coyotes. And he scored a goal against us, and it was my fault. There it is, right here. It's coming up here. I go past on the back check right here, and it goes in the slot. He scores, and that for sure should have been my guy. So I got scratched for a couple games after that. So hearing what he said now, it's funny that now he wants to have fun and play against each other. But before he was dashing me up and getting me scratched for a couple games. No, but we definitely do enjoy playing against each other. He's a great player. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Maybe a little biased, but he's having some success in Anaheim, and their teams. They started out really good. They kind of took a little bit of a lull, but they won a couple in a row now. So I'm happy to see him do well, and I'm starting my own little streak against him. It was 0-7 to start, and now I'm 2-7. So I'm gonna get that 7-7 over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Nice, I like it. The aspirations, but take us back. Kind of dig into it a little bit in terms of what it was like growing up in the Metro Toronto area and having three of you playing elite level youth hockey. Like, what was that like at home? Mini stick, street hockey, tournaments. Parents going to different arenas. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, it was just our whole life. We would wake up in the morning, go to school. Usually at lunchtime, we were playing mini sticks at school, and then we get home and play a little bit of road hockey and maybe have some dinner and then go right to hockey practice. And then by the time we got home from hockey practice, the Leaf game was on. So I think our whole lives revolved around hockey, especially being from the Toronto area with how big hockey is there. And we definitely there it is. We definitely push each other a lot. It's fun to compete with them. It was fun to grow up with them. They're my biggest supporters, and we definitely played a lot of street hockey, a lot of battles out there. So we had lots of fun, but definitely pushing each other. I think that's what gets you to the next level, and I'm thankful I got to do it with those two guys.
We just got to witness the Hughes Bowl, if you will, in Vancouver, right? With what happened there with all three Hughes brothers playing. Do you guys do you ever think about that, or you just kind of take it in stride right now? Or I would think about it all the time.
Sure.
How cool would that be?
For sure.
Be sick.
No, definitely think about it all the time. I think it's something that maybe our families think about more than us. But with Matt being in the minors right now, he's grinding away. He's actually in Washington system on Hershey, and he got to win a Calder Cup last year, which was pretty cool. So we were watching some of those games, and he's having a bit more success this year with playing a bit more consistently. So. I think that's everyone's dream. I know we're trying to push him as much as we can in the summer to get him up into the NHL, and he's working hard. I think we've talked about it before, how everyone has a different path to the NHL, whether it's a first round pick or undrafted or a fifth round pick. So lots of different ways to get there, and guys play in the East Coast League or and then the AHL and hopefully find their way to the NHL. So we're hoping that's the path for him. And he's a big, strong guy and has some good hands. So maybe a little memo to all GMs. He's looking for a shot somewhere at some point.
Hey, got good bloodlines too.
100%.
Good bloodlines.
That's
in the
right.
competitive nature too. Because we're talking to Ryan, and I think I've heard, and I don't remember if you and I talking at one point. You're a big golfer too, aren't you? Right?
Yeah.
You guys love golf. I'm sure there's some competitive. Maybe you could share a story with that. But I also want to know kind of if you had to say. I mean, we saw the scrap the other night with your brother and Mark Scheifele. He could throw, man. And so we're in the pecking order of toughness in your family. Let's rank you three.
Well, I gotta sell myself short a bit here. I'm definitely the lover of the family. I'm not much of a fighter, as you can tell with my 0 career NHL fights. But I would say probably Matt's if we're gonna do like a WWE style wrestling in hockey gear. I think Matt would probably win. Ryan would be second, and then I would be third. But if I got angry enough, I think I could take them both on.
What about your golf game? What about the golf game?
Golf game, Ryan's the best at that. So I'm just the middle at everything, I guess. Ryan's the best golfer. I'm the second, and Matt's in a close third, but he's catching up to both of us pretty quickly. We definitely have a lot of good memories of playing golf. We play a ton together in the summer. This was actually at Ryan's bachelor party in San Diego. This was at Torrey Pines, and got to throw this on my Instagram there. I think my swing's gotten a bit better since then, but we do argue quite a bit on the golf course. It's funny how golf should be such an easy game to know the rules and know the strokes and the scoring, but for some reason, there's always a little bit of a battle every single time we play. So usually it ends up with one person getting mad, and then we have to, it's all right, it's all right. We have to console them. But when we get my dad in the mix too, it just makes up for a lot of fun on the golf course.
That's hilarious. Who are the Golden Stromes? Why are they so important anyway? Who? Tell the fans a little bit about the Golden Stromes.
So my wife and I's first dog, when we lived together in Chicago, we got him named Wrigley, and
Nice.
he was just
him.
like the best, goofiest dog ever. And he ended up passing away when he was 2.
Sorry to hear.
And we were always going to get him a brother, so we ended up getting Benny, who's on the right there. And then we always wanted to have 2 dogs, so we ended up getting Ollie last year. So Benny's about 2 now, and Ollie's almost 1. So they're they're the life of the house. I mean, there's not really a moment in the day that goes by where they're not jumping on each other or wrestling or playing. It's nice when the kids go to bed, but it's even nicer when the dogs go to bed.
Oh, look at how they're looking! Look how they're looking at the baby too, man.
know.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, they're good dogs. Golden retrievers are definitely my favorite kind of dog. So I know my wife wants to get more dogs, but I think we're gonna hang off on that for a while.
Hey, Stromer, I'd like for you to pump up one of your teammates. I don't think he needs it because Weeks and I love him to death, the way he plays. Tom Wilson. And the reason why I want to bring this up is he's a pretty polarizing guy. We know this. Just because every team would want a guy like that, but every team that's not the Washington Capitals hates a guy like that. Can you talk about just like he's having himself a great season too, right? He's getting some goals. And I just think other fan bases need to he's a really good player, right? Like he's got some good skill.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. There's just such a difference when he's on the ice to when he's not on the ice. You just have so much more room. He hits guys really hard. He goes full speed on guys on the forecheck. He makes plays. He can score goals. He plays in the power play and the penalty kill. Like he kind of does it all. He fights, obviously. I think he picks his spots on when he needs to, kind of step up and really, really, play physical or he's always on when the goalie's pulled. So, he's just a guy that, like you said, Robert, every time that every team in the league would want a guy like that, and I'm very happy that he's on our team. Very happy that I'm on his line. He's very fun to play with, and not enough good things to say about him. He's a great family man. He is always in the community, always doing stuff. Never shy to do an interview. So a lot to look up to from him, especially being someone from Toronto. You obviously knew about him growing up. He's a few years older than me, but when he got to the NHL, he's a fun player to watch. And I'll say it again, I'm happy he's on my team.
Yes.
Well said,
Yes.
all around.
No, Weeks and I are always. He's a bit of the X factor
100.
in this league.
100%.
So,
For
anyways,
sure. There's not many guys like him, I feel like.
No, unicorn.
Yeah.
Absolute unicorn. We're going to get to this fun little segment how we kind of end this, and it's called What Were You Thinking? We're going to show you some pictures, maybe videos. Let us know what was going through your head.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, one of my favorite goals.
the old
Not a
stomping
big fan of the
grounds.
not a big fan of the London Knights, so I was happy when this one went in. So that Brandon Crawley takes my stick right there, and I'm trying to yell at the ref that he's got my stick. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then I don't even know what was going on at this point. It was just passing it around, and I pick up his stick, and I was like, well, I guess I might as well play with it. So I do a little give and go with Taylor Radish, and then get it back in the slot and stick the stick up right in the air there. So that was a funny one. The ref actually asked me after, he's like, did you score with his stick? And I just said no, because I didn't know if it was illegal or not, or illegal. So maybe there should have been a 2-minute penalty there for slashing on that play too. So
That's crazy.
That was a good one.
That's nuts, right?
What a sequence, man. We were looking
I
at
don't know
it
if this video plays on a little longer, but we actually exchanged sticks right in front of the bench right after we go through the train. Like as I'm going back into the bench, like, he comes over and just gives me my stick, and I give him his back.
No. All
right, here.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
That's incredible, man.
That's so cool.
Let me ask you this, though. I mean,
I've never seen anything like that before, by the way.
it's nuts, right?
Not even street hockey.
It's actually the one play I saw before, it was crazy. It was actually when I was playing in that same building in Erie. I had a teammate who broke his stick, came by the bench, got another stick, but it was the wrong hand.
And scored with the wrong hand?
It was a righty that got a lefty stick and came down on a 2-on-1 and received it and buried it. Yeah, it was sick. I was like, what?
That's
Isn't that nuts, right?
Wait, did he play wrong-handed,
Yes.
or did he?
He played
wrong-handed.
no, he moved it over as a lefty. So he literally played lefty, like with a left-handed stick, which, but I've tried doing that. You can't. It's
That's
like
fire.
It's ridiculous. But it's that's impressive. What would you have done though if that, like, you go to pick it up and that's a righty? You still going to play with it?
I don't know. Maybe I just go show the ref that, like, hey, look, like I'm not lying to you. Like he has my stick, so he had to get it somehow. So I don't
don't
know.
have a hybrid stick. Yeah, no,
exactly.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think
what else we got?
was it Corey Perry that scored the wrong way that one time? I remember there was like a rebound. There was a rebound shot.
think
He had
Pears
someone
did.
else's stick, and they.
Yeah.
I
might have been
vaguely
Perry.
remember that.
Yeah, vaguely.
That's impressive, though, man. I love that stuff.
That's unreal.
You never see that. So you're one of the guys, or maybe the only guy.
Only
that
one
has
I've
done
seen
it
do
there.
that.
So there you go. What
Totally.
else we got? You remember this one
yeah.
or no?
Yeah, that's a good one. That was my second goal against Detroit, my first career hat trick. I remember that very well. Patrick Kane that was the first one.
On
Kane
net,
makes
too.
a nice pass on the second goal. He makes a spinorama backhand pass, and I picked it up and shot it, and then tip in goal on the third one. So that was a game I'll never forget for sure.
Sweet.
Big celebration here.
Did you know you were on fuego in the warm-up too, or just as the game went on, or how was that one for you?
Well, I had 3 points in the first period, so I was feeling really good. I had 2 goals and an assist.
I
so,
love. He's like, yeah, I was feeling pretty good.
I was
3
feeling
apples
good.
in the first. Yeah.
Well, I had gotten scratched a couple of times before that during the season, so that was January. So I think I'd only played like maybe 25 games to that point. So I had gotten scratched a bunch. So it definitely felt good to bury a hat trick. First one too.
Not a boy.
Hey, what is your quick thoughts on the Cat and Patty Kane being reunited again?
Yeah, I mean, did you see that seam pass goal last night?
Yeah,
I've seen that
right.
a time or two
Beautiful.
before.
Yeah.
You've seen that a few times, huh?
Yeah. Usually I was the guy trying to screen the goalie, not getting the assist on the play, but that's all right. No, they're a great duo together. They play really well. They enjoy each other's company. I think I'm a little bit surprised Detroit hasn't won some more games yet with them going together. But I know they had some other injuries and Perron's still suspended, so I expect them to be at least close to the playoffs or in the playoffs by the time the season comes to an end. But a little jealous. Those are my 2 old line mates, but I think Ovi and Wilson are not taking a backseat to anyone.
Yeah, you're still,
I'll take
you're
that.
still in the penthouse. You're still in the penthouse.
Pretty good draw.
Yeah.
I get some good line mates, eh? Jeez.
Yeah, you're still in the penthouse. You're good.
Oh, I love it. What else we got?
That's funny, actually.
Sick.
That's the Winter Classic game. They got us those jackets. I think Oshie or someone designed them, and
Those are
they told us to
baller,
wear
by
a
the
white t-shirt underneath, and we try to forget that game from our memory. It was maybe one of the worst hockey games I think I've ever been a part of, but no, we were looking pretty good though. I'll tell you that.
How about the touch with the school buses? Because those are like varsity jackets. I'm assuming like that's.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the plan. Yeah, so.
Is this the
it's
Naval
never good.
Academy
They show
one?
the
I was
highlight
at this
from-
one. This is the Naval
Never good
Academy
when they
one,
show the
right?
when they show the highlight from practice, it's never good.
The whole looks sweet though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The
I feel like
varsity
you don't really
jackets
take-
are fire. Those are baller. I like those.
Those are nice.
I feel like I take it for granted, when you're playing in an outdoor game. Like, look how cool that is. Like now looking back
Oh
on
yes,
how
yes,
sweet it
yes.
was.
No, I was
when
there.
you're
I
in
worked
the
this
season,
one. This was fire at Raleigh.
And you're in the midst of it, you're kind of not really, thinking about how cool it is. But seeing some of the pictures and looking back on it, it was definitely a really cool experience.
They crushed it down there in Raleigh last year. How much family did you have at the game?
I think I had my wife and my daughter at the time. Because there's only my one daughter was born. So them 2, and then my parents were at the game. So 4 people.
Okay,
Not too
so
bad.
no new cousins. Yeah, you didn't play for free that night.
A
A lot of new cousins when you guys have those events
Toronto was where I had the big spend on the tickets.
on the
one
Leaf
game,
game.
so.
Yeah, I get it. I know it.
Hey, buddy, we appreciate the heck out of you. Love watching
Yeah,
your
man.
career and kind of keep taking that next step. And hey, we didn't even get into it. We can have you on for a whole nother segment. Your team's been pretty impressive thus far. So keep doing your thing.
I appreciate it.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
catch up next time.
Sounds good. The Erie Otters boys got to stick together always.
Yeah.
There we go.
Otters for life, man. What
There
is
we go.
it?
Thanks,
Once an
guys.
otter, always an otter. Sherry Bassett.
That's my
Shout
Instagram
out.
bio.
Sherry.
There it is.
There it
The
is.
veteran Sherry Bassett.
Sherwood Bassett.
Yeah, Sherwood. Exactly.
Awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks so much,
See you
man.
guys.